Benson, thank you. Thank you for all for coming this evening. It's flattering to see so many people here. My name is Briner. I'm with Taos Ski Valley, and in the world of Taos Ski Valley, I'm the new guy. And let me tell you what that means. I came here to Taos in 1975, got hired by Ernie Blake. He said I was too tall because he already had Chilton Anderson as a tall person working in the ski school, but he hired me anyways. After 2 years, I went to Central Colorado, and I came back in 1998. And I've been the general manager, chief operating officer of Taos Ski Valley since 1998. And so that's 16 years ago. And in the world of Taos Ski Valley, that makes me the new guy. Ask Ray DeVoe, ask Jean Maillet, ask any of those guys. I'm just kind of new there compared to a lot of other people. And what I'd like to do this evening is tell you a little bit about what's happening in Taos Ski Valley, but more importantly, listen to your questions, because my hope is that when you leave this evening, everything that you want to know about Taos Ski Valley, you've had a chance to hear that. I'd like to do a little bit of rumor control, because you've probably heard some good rumors. Maybe not the very best one, but one rumor that was kind of entertaining is we heard the rumor that Taos Ski Valley was going to close for the winter of 2014-15 so that we could rebuild the base area. So I thought that was pretty interesting, since we just purchased a new lift to go up on the mountain. We purchased a new lift and close to ski. It didn't really make a lot of sense. There's some other good rumors out there as well. This is very apropos, if you think of it, being an entrepreneur. Ernie Blake started Taos Ski Valley 58 years ago, and it'd be hard to imagine anybody more of an entrepreneur than some of the people at Taos Ski Valley, like Ernie Blake, like Jean and Dadu Maillet, who were there from the very start. And even today, that spirit lives on, whether it's Milan Beth running the ski shop, the Gillens running their chocolate shop. So to be in front of a group of entrepreneurs, while Taos Ski Valley in Taos County is a fairly large operation, it really is the entrepreneurial spirit. So about just over a year ago, Mickey Blake decided that he was going to sell Taos Ski Valley. And for those of you that know Mickey, this won't be a surprise. So when Mickey decided he was going to sell the Ski Valley, the idea of telling anybody that he was going to sell it never crossed his mind. I will choose who I will sell Taos Ski Valley to. And he had a list of people that were probably the right type of candidates. And as he went through the people, he thought, who's the individual that will maintain and continue the traditions of Taos Ski Valley, that will keep Taos Ski Valley true to what it was originally envisioned to be? Who has the resources to do that? And who has the passion and the knowledge of Taos Ski Valley as a place to be, to continue what Mickey's father, Ernie, started 58 years ago. So after he went through his list, he approached a fellow named Peter Talty. And Peter Talty is the representative to Louis Bacon at Taos Ski Valley. He talked to Peter and said, Peter, we're thinking about selling Taos Ski Valley. Would you talk to Louis, who we feel was the right person to buy Taos Ski Valley, and see if he was interested? And after some months of negotiation, in December, they came up with a deal in Taos Ski Valley. There was an agreement to sell Taos Ski Valley, with the understanding that the traditions, the plans, the work that had been done for years and years and years at Taos Ski Valley would be continued. And that includes not only the physical plans, but what I would call the emotional plans. So the staff of Taos Ski Valley will remain in staff, will remain in place. And this is very typical and indicative of the type of person that Mickey Blake is, and what he's done for Taos Ski Valley and this community. That when you use the word character, it's hard to imagine an individual that has more character than Mickey Blake and what he's been willing to give back as a result of how he ran Taos Ski Valley. So there's a lot of an emotion after 58 years of working with a group like that. we feel quite fortunate. We feel quite fortunate that Louis Bacon has agreed to purchase Taos Ski Valley, that Peter Talty, as his representative, has been here on a regular basis, and they constantly talk about the plans that have been in place. That for a number of years, we've worked with the Forest Service, we've worked with the village of Taos Ski Valley to think about where Taos Ski Valley needs to be in the future, moving forward in the future, but maintaining what's made Taos great for decades. And maybe that's the best description of what's changing about Taos Ski Valley, is after years of planning and thinking about what could be great for Taos Ski Valley, we're in a situation of things that will actually be implemented, things that will take place. So the starting point was the mountain. There's an agreement that the mountain is what makes Taos special and what drives Taos Ski Valley. So the first improvement that actually is taking place as we speak, is the Kachina Peak lift will be installed this summer. It's an American-made lift. It's being manufactured in Salt Lake City, literally as we speak, and that will be installed in the summer of 2014 and operational this the winter of 2014-15, and that will go to towards the top of Kachina Peak, not to the very top, but to an elevation of just over 12,400 feet. And will increase the advanced skiing, the lift service advanced skiing at Taos Ski Valley by 50%. Now, that's a big number. And a lot of people are going to write about that. We'll get a lot of press. But what's really going to change is in 12 months, when people are skiing on that terrain, and it's lift-served terrain, that will be a game changer for Taos Ski Valley, because, in my opinion, there is no lift-served terrain in North America that compares to the experience that people will have when they ski on that terrain. So it'll be incredibly exciting, and it will be something that will make Taos talked about as much as any area in North America. We'll also probably do some glading on the mountain. There's an area called the Wild West, and for those of you that ski in Taos Ski Valley, if you think about the ridge that is west of West Basin, there's a little, actually a pretty good sized addition there. We call that West Basin, and we'll probably do some glading in there. Those will be our major mountain improvements for 2014-15. For the winter, last summer we started to build a mountain bike complex at Taos Ski Valley, and this summer we'll have a mountain bike trail served off of Lift 1 that will be enhanced. We'll put some more mountain bike trails in the future, and our summer operation is a big portion of how we plan to improve Taos Ski Valley and make it have a broader reach as far as a place where people can go more than just the winter, but in the spring, summer, fall as well. So that's the mountain. In the base area, for those of you that have been in the base area, we have a description that we think is pretty darn accurate, that at Taos, when the snow is good, and I will tell you it's pretty good even today, even without all that much snow. We have great skiing today. Skiing is as good as it gets. It's some of the best skiing in North America. And our base area experience isn't. And we want to change that. So starting this summer, we will start a redevelopment of the base area to address some of the shortcomings of it. Some of the shortcomings are there's way too many steps, there's way too many tunnels. That's one, but it's way too many tunnels in the area. And the guest experience really has not as much character and not as much intimacy as we think it should. So this summer we'll start a redevelopment plan for the base area. It'll be phased in. Probably the most significant part of that plan is looking at how people enter into the resort. So we will not do a major construction this summer, but we'll go ahead and get started on something. And in the summer of 2015, we'll probably do a fairly major redevelopment project, and that would probably be where the shuttles turn around right now and where Taos Ski Boot is, that we would redo that area so that we can bring guests in and have an experience so that they come in closer to what we call plaza level and be able to not have to go upstairs and have a bit of energy, a bit of excitement when they're walking from the shuttle turnaround and the parking lot up to the lifts. The third component that we'll be working on over the next 3 years is we feel we need more beds in Taos Ski Valley. That on a weekend like last weekend, during President's Weekend, when we do about 3,000 visits on a weekend like that, our bed base is filled up and our mountain isn't. So we're going to try to put some more beds. We're going to try to put some more beds into the Ski Valley as part of our base area redevelopment plan. And the last component of our plan right now is we'll review our marketing efforts and see what sort of marketing efforts we can do to make Taos better known. The lift will help that quite a bit to Kachina Peak, but we think there's some marketing efforts that will help us quite a bit in the future. So that's a pretty broad overview of what we're trying to do in the future. And I think for now, what I'd rather do is, rather than me go on and on and on about things that I think are important, is I'd rather hear from you things that you think are important, or have the opportunity to answer any questions that you might have. Mary?
Yes, hi, I'm Mary. It's a pleasure trying to meet you, Gordon. How important is the local skier to the economy of the Taos Ski Valley? That's one quick yes or no answer.
Very.
Okay, and Taos Ski Valley is extremely important to the merchants and business people of Taos. And I'm so thrilled and excited about this new phase of the Taos Ski Valley and what it offers. And Taos Ski Valley is growing up, and it's joining the rest of the world of the United States. Don't underestimate what business people in Taos are doing to grow up and join the rest of the United States. So don't pass us over thinking that as the hotels and the lodging and the plumbing and the construction gets developed, that your best deal may just be right here in Taos. So I really want you to look hard at, when you do develop the Ski Valley, that you work hard to apply gentle pressure to everybody who's involved in making those decisions to try and keep it local. I can stand here and tell you from my perspective and point of view, when it comes to hospitality, furnishings, mattresses, there is no better deal anywhere else. I have contract pricing. And I bet you there's a lot of people out here that want to play ball too, so I don't want you to lose sight of that. And I'm just thrilled about the future. Thank you.
So I want to thank Mary. And we agree with her so much that last year we bought some furniture from Mary for our operation up at the Martini Tree and a couple other areas. So we agree with her. I want to talk a little bit about what Mary talked about, the local community. We do a school program where this year we had 495 school children come to Taos for 5 consecutive weeks where they had their ski days. It's something we've done for years. Something we feel is pretty darn important for us, and in fact, a number of our employees actually went through the school program when they were in grade school and high school in Taos, and have ended up to be employees. That connection to us, to bring the youth of Taos Ski Valley and give them a way to come to Taos Ski Valley, is very, very important. I think it was said by my friend up in the front row, nobody here is going to win this battle alone. This is something we have to do together. That every person in this room, as you listen to them talk, you feel a sense of pride. And that's how this community will succeed, not only in having pride of ourselves, but in pride of each other, and knowing that collectively, when we share the pride that we have with others and the experience that results of that when people come to Taos Ski Valley, there's no better place to go. So while we might try to have some more people stay up in Taos Ski Valley, it won't be at the expense of people staying in the town of Taos. While we may have another restaurant up at Taos Ski Valley, it won't be at the expense of the food and beverage and the operations down in town. This is a perfect complement. Right now, the people that come to Taos are pretty much split between those that stay in Taos, those that live in Taos, and those that will stay in Taos Ski Valley. We think it's balanced about right. We're not trying to change that balance. What we're trying to do is bring a few more people and spread them out everywhere, and not just hold them in any one place. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a couple points to that. One, Taos Ski Valley about 3 years ago initiated a shuttle that connects Taos County to the Sunport. And it's available to anybody that's staying in Taos County. It can be booked through our website, through our phone system, and it's gaining popularity. We think it's something, it's a nice connection. And as I say, we'll pick up people anywhere in Taos County, take them to the Sunport, pick them up, bring them back here. So if you aren't aware of that service, go to skitaos.org and you can find out about that. So the second part of that is the transportation that connects this community with the village of Taos Ski Valley, which right now is operated through the town of Taos, through the Chili line. And I think it's a pretty darn good service. And it's really based on the demand of how that service will operate in the future. So we'll continue to work with Delilah, with the town of Taos, and see how we can make that as well as possible. So this goes back to how we share. And if all of you have observations on how that can work better, you can mention it to Taos Ski Valley, or you can mention it to the town of Taos about how the Chili line connecting this community and the village of Taos Ski Valley, which is really one community, it just has about 20 miles of space in between it, how we can make that transportation system work better and better, not just for our guests, but for ourselves. Because that transportation system serves the people that live in Taos County as much as it does the guests. So as you have those ideas, Delilah at the town of Taos would be a great person to mention any of your thoughts on that. There's not many businesses that are affected more by climate change than Taos Ski Valley. So for a number of years, we've been doing what we can to reduce our carbon footprint, if you will. Running a ski area is a energy-intensive operation. You might notice towards the middle of October, end of October, early November, that Louise Reyes is very, very happy. That's usually because we turned on the snowmaking system and we use a lot of electricity, but we're using less and less as we use the most efficient ways to run the operation overall. And we'll continue to look at those things, and we've got an assurance from Louis Bacon that we'll do everything we can to reduce our energy use, our carbon footprint. But I say that telling you that a ski operation is an energy-intensive operation.